All right, guys, we're here today with Mr. Pete, looking good as ever with his hair and his glasses and his sailboat shirt. Your second interview, man, huh?
This is, well, it was my third. I did 3 interviews with the other guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're a popular guy around here, huh?
Yep.
Wow. So I guess the first rule of the Philippines is you have to get used to the heat, huh?
Well, for me, it's not that hot here in Cebu City because of the high-rise towers. It's not that hot. When I was in Costa Rica, oh my God, it was like 100 degrees every day. You'd either have to be in the pool in the afternoon or be in an air-conditioned condo.
Tell us more about Costa Rica and what got you to the Philippines instead.
Well, I went to Costa Rica because my friend from Georgia was building condos. He bought land, built condos. So I went there to visit. I never thought I'd be living in a third world country. So I went there, and me and another friend from Georgia, we had a good time there. And so I visited twice. And after visiting twice, I got a divorce and I sold my home in Atlanta. Went down to Daytona Beach, Florida for a year. Thought I was going to live there forever. And then after a year, it was the same old stuff with the girls. So I sold everything. Everything I had was brand new. So I sold everything and moved to Costa Rica. So that's what I did. So when COVID stopped, after COVID, I was on the first plane to Costa Rica to move down there.
Buy or rent Costa Rica?
Rent.
You rent. That's cool.
Yeah.
And was it safe down there for you? You liked it?
It wasn't real safe. But at that time, it seemed like a good place to be.
What year is this? This is
2020, November 3rd, 2020, when I moved there.
2020. So you're living in Costa Rica. You're done. You lived there, you said how long?
4 years.
4 years, wow. So fast forward to 2024. What's the next move?
Well, I heard good things about the Philippines. It was on my bucket list for years. So I made the move. I found a fantastic deal from Liberia, Costa Rica. That's the second largest city in Costa Rica. So I left out of Liberia and flew to Cebu City, and it only cost me, had to make some plane changes.
Tell us about those before we get into the costs.
So I flew from Liberia to Los Angeles, California on Alaska Airlines.
Oh, wow.
And then from there, got on a plane, a brand new plane called Starlux out of Taiwan. Oh my God, that plane was awesome. So I flew on that plane, and I don't know, we were on the plane for 8 hours or 9 hours, and then we stopped in Taipei, Taiwan, to change planes. I had to get on a smaller plane. Oh my God, the airport was unbelievable in Taiwan. It's the best airport I've ever been to. It has a regular mall, so it was fun being in a regular mall in an airport.
How long was your labor in Taiwan?
3 hours.
So you did some leisure around the airport.
Yeah, just walking around the mall.
Cool.
Oh my God.
You know, you're the kind of guy I would love to travel with.
We would have a good time together.
You're a laid back guy, you know, not too uptight, not taking things too serious. You're just going with the breeze, man.
Yeah, man.
So the cost. Tell us about the cost. Let's get in. So you went from Taiwan into Cebu. Let's talk about the cost.
Yeah, on a smaller Starlux airline, because it was 3 hours from Taiwan to Cebu City. So, so it only cost me $535. That was cheap. If
from Costa Rica.
Yeah.
From South America. was
Can you believe that? Yeah. You would think it's 1,500 or 2,000.
Yeah.
But if you check on the travel sites, you know, like Expedia, I use Expedia. So with Expedia, I booked airfare, $535 one way.
Wow, I actually have done a new hack where I found that the booking sites like to give the deals last minute. So, like when I flew into Vegas, I booked the ticket maybe 6 hours before the flight left, and I scored a round trip into Vegas for $735.
Okay.
Believe it, that's less than $350, or it's about $365 each way.
Right.
Prices are getting so incredible.
Yeah.
This iPod, it used to be like you said, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to come here.
Yeah.
And now the prices have gotten so low.
Yeah, I could easily find an airfare from here to Los Angeles, I don't know, close to 500, maybe 400. And then you book from Los Angeles to Las Vegas for about $40.
Yeah.
What a deal.
What a deal.
And you can fly to Las Vegas out of Costa Rica at cheap price.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Oh my God, from Costa Rica, you could probably go for $100. It's unbelievable.
You figure, how are they making money?
Yeah.
Let's get into, if you don't mind, I don't think the divorce was discussed in your last interview. Let's talk about your ex-wife, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, no problem.
Pressure. What led to the divorce? Do you have any kids? Let's get into the backstory before we get into the present.
All right. Well, I didn't marry an American girl. I married a girl from Venezuela.
Oh, wow.
And I stayed married to her 30 years. We had one daughter together. My daughter is now 31. So we got married at 35. It was my first marriage, and it was her second marriage. She was married to a guy from Venezuela. And so I was her second husband. So we got married at 35. I only dated her 3 months and decided to marry her. And she was a very, very good woman, very loyal. So I married her, and we had a child at 40 years old. And it turned out to be a girl. And so we stayed together 30 years. And after the first 15 years, I realized that we were just good to be good friends. That I don't know, the relationship didn't go like I was hoping it would. And so we stayed married 30 years. I thought I was going to stay married to her forever, but as time goes by, in all marriages, or most marriages, people change. So we grew apart. So my daughter sat me and my wife down one night and said, "Look, you guys aren't happy. You guys need to get a divorce, and Dad, you can go to Florida." I wanted to live the rest of my life in Florida. So we sold the house in 3 days because it was by the brand new Atlanta Braves Stadium.
Oh, wow.
And a person from Oregon bought the house. And so the divorce only cost my daughter $800.
Wow.
It was just a simple divorce.
You had mentioned that the divorce, that after 15 years, you realized that it wasn't going to work. What flags or what did you see that made you realize that it wasn't going to work? For the men out there, to help the men.
Well, I've learned after being in Costa Rica that communication is the most important thing in a relationship.
Correct.
I guess I didn't realize that till I got used to meeting girls in Costa Rica. So I guess I was a late bloomer. I think if I would do it over again, I say in the USA to date a girl for at least a year. Even though mine was a Venezuelan girl, we should have got to know each other for a year instead of just get married after 3 months. But I didn't have that much experience with women, so we got married. It worked out all right for 30 years.
So there was a failure to communicate in the relationship. What did that lead? What kind of problems did that lead to?
Well, after 15 years, I had just quit my job at the telephone company. I did it for 23 years. I got burned out. So I was trying to make more money. I had a pretty good salary at the telephone company because it was a union job. I got bored with the job. I was sitting at a desk doing paperwork for the salesman in Yellow Pages advertising. And that was right before the internet took over. So you could do all your advertising on the internet. So anyway, I had an interest to sell cars because I heard I could make $100,000 a year selling cars. So I did that for 3 years. Started out with CarMax, then went with Toyota dealer and with Chrysler dealer. And so I realized after 3 years, that's really, really a hard business to make $100,000. Some people are gifted and they can do it. I was just an average car salesman. So then I decided, well, I got to do something different. I'm not making enough money selling cars. So I went to a private trucking school, learned how to drive the big trucks. So I was glad I did that. It was quite an adventure. There's always jobs available in the trucking business.
Yes, yes.
So you can always get a job. If you got good health, you can get a job at 70 years old. As long as you have a good background, not in any serious trouble with the law. So I'm glad I did that. Most trucking companies, you can learn and just stay 1 year with them and it pays for it, which is what I recommend. I went to a private school, but knowing what I know now, I would have went to a trucking company and let them train me and just stay a year with them, a year's contract. So I did that 10 years. And then I was able to retire early with my Social Security and with my telephone pension. So I had an appointment with Social Security by just talking to them with an appointment by phone. So I pulled my truck over. I was in Denver, Colorado, and it didn't take but a few minutes to line up the Social Security. And then same with AT&T pension. And so I was retired. It didn't take but a few minutes to do all this. So I told my company that I have an emergency. I had to go home. And so I left the load at the trucking company. It had to be delivered. They got somebody else to deliver the load. And Uber just became popular. So it was my first night taking Uber home. Taking Uber to the airport to go home.
Oh, wow.
And this was around 2003. So anyway, no, not 2003, 2013, 10 years later. So I took my first Uber, and Uber was just getting to be known. No one really knew about Uber, so I tried it. It was great. So then I got home, and then I worked part-time to supplement my income, auto parts store.
Oh, wow.
And so I did that temporarily.
Back in the auto business again.
Yeah, just delivering parts.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I can't think at the moment which company it was, but it was a big outfit. And then after doing that for 6 months, I decided to try out Uber. A lady that saw me delivering Oh, at the same time I was doing automobile parts, I delivered pizza for a company. I can't think of it at the moment. But so anyway, she said in the hallway, you should try Uber. She said, you'll make good money at it. So I got into Uber. And for 6 years, I did Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Uber Eats. So I supplemented my income. And when you work for Uber, you work your own hours, Lyft, DoorDash, and all that. So
Now,
it worked out good.
Were you, I don't mean to cut in, were you doing what I call the double up, which is where you're running Uber and Lyft, but you're also running DoorDash and Grab, or what's the one in the
Uber and Lyft.
Are you picking up food and dropping passengers?
Yes, yes. So with Uber, I got where I could do both, people and food.
So you're just doubling the whole.
Yeah.
Day.
So you can set the Uber app where you can do both.
You can set the Uber app.
Yeah, we can do both.
Oh wow.
Or if you don't want to do but one, then you set it for people only or for food only.
Oh wow.
So you could jiggle back and forth. If you got tired of doing people, then you switch over to food.
I just want some food now. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. You just get tired of people sometimes.
Yeah.
Picking them up.
Yeah.
You get burned down on them. You go do food.
That's cool, man. So let's fast forward to the Philippines. You land in Cebu. What's your first move? Are you worried at all?
Oh no.
Okay. What's your first move?
No, I came here by myself. Well, I went to Costa Rica first and experienced it over there. And of course, I had a few friends from Georgia that I met over there. But I'm a type of guy, I don't need to have somebody to hold my hand and travel. I can go anywhere in the world by myself.
Right.
And with the modern technology of today, with the cell phone, you can do everything. You can plan your trips with a cell phone.
All on your phone.
Yeah, I don't even have a laptop computer. I do everything on my phone. So no hesitation. I went by myself. I didn't know anybody.
By the way, for all the ladies out there, Pete is actively seeking Asian hotties.
Yes. Yes.
So you land at Cebu. Where's the first place you choose to stay?
I stayed in a hotel.
Where?
It was a hotel that was from Amsterdam, Holland. Oye Hotel.
Is this in Cebu Island or is this in Mactan?
No, it's in Cebu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I first stayed at another hotel because I went by prices, booking.com, and I found something cheap. I stayed there a few days, but it was in the province area of Cebu. So I didn't feel comfortable walking from the province area onto the main highway. So I changed hotels, got into one on the main highway.
So you're in this hotel. What's like? Take us through the progression about what got you into IT Park. You're in this hotel. You check out.
Okay, good question. All right, so when I was staying at the second hotel, across the street was a little shopping center where you get food, fast food. So I went across the street to get some food in a restaurant, and there was a girl in a booth, selling booth, to represent condos, pre-selling. So I asked her about the restaurant, and then she asked me she wanted to talk to me about getting a pre-sale condo. I said, so yeah, I'll listen. So we become friends. So 3 days into Cebu, the condo deal, the pre-sale sells so damn good, I invested. And so it was like $400 deposit and $300 a month for, I don't know, 10 years or something. And then it would be built 5 years it would be built. After paying 5 years, then it would be built and I could move in. And so that girl told me, I know someone that can put you in a condo for 6 months or a year. So she brought me over to IT Park to Vita Towers Riello. So I met a guy that she was friends with, and they set me up in a condo for 6 months. That's how I wound up in IT Park.
So you were already in, before you and I met, you were already in Reala 6 months.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the real estate girl fixed me up with a guy and got me signed up in a contract for 6 months. And she said, stay here, walk around, get to know the area and see what you think. And that's what I did. And I fell in love with IT Park.
Yes.
I'm a city boy anyway, so it's got everything here.
Everything. And light traffic, good crowd. Nobody's asking you.
Yeah. So I'm glad I came here instead of flying into Manila, because Manila is a big place.
Yeah, Manila is definitely not on the same level as Cebu. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. I don't care where you go in Manila. You can go from the slums all the way to BGC. It doesn't even compare to IT Park in Cebu.
Oh my God. IT Park is like the best part of Atlanta, Georgia. There was a business park in Atlanta, Georgia, called Lenox Square.
Yes,
Business Park.
Lenox, yeah.
So if you live around there, you got to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, the rent starting out is back then.
This is what year?
How
many years ago now?
2020.
2020. The rent is how much?
Starting out about 10,000 per month. American dollars, 10,000, 15,000, 20, 30, 40 on up.
That's 10K for a studio in dollars?
Yeah.
Wow. Shoot.
Yeah. And here I am in IT Park, Cebu City. I have the same atmosphere and even nicer.
Correct. Nicer.
Oh my God.
Better quality of life. Or what's your rent right now? How much are you paying?
But I was paying at Vita Towers $340. Now I moved to the other Vita Towers and I only pay $30 more for 1 year. I live like a million here, and I'm a broke American. Broke American.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah. Now I only have 2,200 a month coming in, but you can live good all over the world with 2,200 a month or 2,000. And in some places in the Philippines, you can live for 1,000 or 1,500 if that's all you got.
And you can't even get it down less than that. You can get these side deals with these Filipinas where they'll let you lease a little plot.
Yeah.
For like 2K a month.
Yeah.
A month, and you can build a house out here, a small house about the size of like a truck cab or something, for $2,000-3,000.
I'm going to build a house starting January 8th with my girlfriend. Okay. It's going to cost me probably $4,000 to $6,000 American dollars.
That's crazy, isn't it?
So any American could come over here, and if you marry a Filipino girl, you can build a house. But if you're single, all you do is you can buy a condo, pre-sale condo,
or rent,
or
talk to a Filipino family and build on their land.
Yeah. If you buy a pre-sale condo, you can sell it before it's completely done, and it's like a savings account. Make money.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans don't believe you can do stuff like that. So, because it's too expensive for a middle class family, couples, or a single guy to buy a regular house in the USA.
Correct.
It's to the point where they got to rent a cheap apartment.
Well, it's to the point too where it's actually, with the volatility of the housing market in the United States right now, it's actually in a lot of ways smarter to rent.
Yeah.
Because, for example, if I get a mortgage for $2,000 a month, and 3 years later, a 20-year mortgage, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
If 3 years later the housing market tanks and I'm fixed, I still have to pay $2,000 a month, but maybe rental rates for the same property are down to $1,800 or $1,500.
Or because I was in the trucking business, and a lot of people are doing this, they're buying RVs, used ones and new ones. They can live good on them in them and go all over the country if they want. And they've got nice RV sites you can put them on, pay rent. You're living good.
A lot of controversy in your last interview's comments, which I will backlink to your next interview with us. But tell us about the girlfriend situation. You were talking about perhaps getting in a polygynous relationship, things like this. Maybe I'm misspeaking. Clarify for the people, because I actually had to go out and stand up for you in the comments. They were calling you a scumbag and said that your life's in danger and all these really mean things. And number one, you're not a scumbag. Number two, your life's definitely not in
danger. No.
And I had to have your back in the comments. So tell us what's going on. Clarify for people.
Well, I started meeting girls in the mall instead of meeting on a dating site. A lot of the guys will meet girls on a dating site before they get here. But in my opinion, I think it's better to come to Philippines or whatever country you want to go to and just meet them. Meet them in a grocery store. Meet them in the mall. They're working in the malls. It's much better just meet them in person.
Yes.
Oh, it's 10 times better.
Yes.
And that way you don't get scammed.
All right, so we had some technical difficulties there. We lost you at not getting scammed. Meeting on dating site or meeting in real life is better than not getting scammed. So you were getting bashed in the comments on your last video about how your relationship ideology is not ethical, how your life is threatened. Take us into why you feel like it's ethical so you have a chance to defend yourself and why you feel like you're safe.
All right, so every day that I was here, I meet a beautiful girl. And you think you're in love with this girl, and then the next day you meet another one. So I'm overwhelmed. So it's good to just meet girls in person. And then you can date different girls and figure out which one you might want to live with, or decide to just be free and just date around and just have fun and just be free. So you have to decide what you want to do. So I met a lot of nice girls at the mall working, and then they would introduce me to their girlfriends. So if I liked a girl working in the mall, she wasn't a jealous girl. She said, "I'll introduce you to my friend." Never heard of anything like that, but it happens here. Yeah.
So right now, you have one girlfriend, or how many girlfriends do you
have? I have one serious girlfriend. She's been living with me 5 months.
This is the young lady I met at the pool?
I don't know. Did you meet her? I don't know.
I believe so. I think her name was like Angela or something.
Anastasia. Yeah, that's my girlfriend.
That's your girlfriend. Very cool, very cool. And you guys have been together how long, you said?
5 months, 6 months. 5 months.
Yeah, you said she treats you so well.
Yeah, she was working in the grocery store. And so we talked for about a month, and then I finally convinced her to move in with me. I said, "What do you got to lose?" So she took the gamble. Turned out well.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
So speaking of Christmas, what did you do for the holidays,
buddy? Let's see. I went to SM Seaside Mall to look around and have buffet dinner there. And I went to Lantern's grocery store, like Sam's Club. Landers, like Sam's Club, and got me a membership. And hung out here at the pool, and then had dinner at big Ayala Mall.
The center.
Yeah. We live by the small Ayala Mall, Central Block, but there's a bigger one. So we went there and had a nice Italian dinner, and went up to Social Club Restaurant where a lot of expats hang out. Social.
Are you Italian?
I'm Greek, but it's the same thing.
I'm Italian.
Oh, really? Yeah, so we're neighbors.
Yeah, we're neighbors. Yeah.
Which I plan to go to Greece someday.
Yeah, I would love to go to Italy myself too.
Italy. I want to go to Italy.
Italy. Oh,
yeah. I want to go to Italy because it's right next door to Greece.
Just hop back and forth.
Yeah, it's cheap with airfare. Cheap.
Yeah, so cheap. So that's cool, man. You had a good Christmas, huh?
I had a good Christmas. This is the first time I wasn't alone. For the past 5 years that I've been divorced, I would spend my Christmas alone in Costa Rica.
My Christmas was similar. My past Christmases, I've for the most part been alone. Last Christmas, technically, I wasn't alone, but I felt alone.
Yeah.
This Christmas was the first real Christmas that I felt like I had.
Yeah, because the girlfriends that I had in Costa Rica, They only came around when I had money. When they knew I got my Social Security money, telephone pension, they come knocking at my door. Oh, Pete, I'll give you sex, but can you pay my rent? Can you pay my water bill? The load on my phone? Can you buy me a cell phone? Blah, blah, blah. That's the only time they came around.
Oh my gosh.
So they didn't invite me over for Christmas to their family. So anyway, so now.
You got distracted there for a minute with
the
walking by, dude.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, so for the first time in 5 years, my girlfriend and I spent a good Christmas together here in my condo and ate out a little bit in different places. Went to the mall.
Ooh, cool. So what are you doing these days for your hobbies aside from living in the Philippines? You got anything going?
Yes, I'm getting ready to find out where I can take Latin dance lessons.
Wow, me too, man.
I think I know where to go. An American guy told me it's close to here.
Do you know the pricing?
It's only $1,500 for 2 hours.
For one person?
For group class.
For two
group.
people?
Oh, for one, $1,500. It might be for two. I just heard $1,500.
Wow.
But it's for 2 hours. That's cheap.
That is cheap.
1,500 pesos.
Wow.
Which is like I don't know.
It's like 13 or 12.
Yeah, really, it's nothing. If you took group lessons in USA, you're looking at, I don't know, $50 maybe or something.
Least for an hour,
yeah.
1 hour, for 1 hour. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I heard too, little birdie told me you might be thinking about getting into the world of crypto soon.
Yeah. I want to learn from somebody that knows what they're talking about, because I don't know anything about it.
Very cool, man.
So the person that knows seems to be really, really good at it. Everybody else I talked to didn't know enough about it to get me interested.
You know, they say that I had a revelation 2 days ago, and that's that if a person does not embrace decentralization, you got a bunch of people running around saying they don't like big government. I don't like big government. I don't like big corporations. I'm for wham. In the next breath, they'll say that they don't like cryptocurrency or crypto technology. That is the definition of decentralization: cryptocurrency and crypto technology.
Okay.
If a person does not embrace decentralization, that would make them the inverse, which would be a centralist. A centralist meaning they support big government and support big corporations. So the people that are running around saying they don't want big corporations, but I don't like crypto, well, actually, you are supporting and embracing the big corporation because they're not giving this whole new universe that's evolving every day a chance. So I'm very happy to hear that you want to get into this industry. It's a very exciting industry. Actually, myself, I think in the past 72 hours, I've ROI'd about, if you can believe this number, I've ROI'd about 38 to 42,000%.
Wow.
In the past 72 hours.
Wow.
In the past 48 hours, I turned 47 cents. Less than 2 quarters. Actually, it was less than that. It was 36 cents into over $117.
Wow, that's incredible.
A couple days before that, I turned $7 into 40.
Wow.
And you just keep rolling and rolling.
Wow.
You know, you could start this thing up from nothing.
Yeah.
And turn it into something. And I think to me, that is the most exciting part of the crypto space. You know, it used to be in the olden days, in the real world, not the digital world, you could take nothing and turn it into something. It's a little harder to do that now. You know, you don't walk into stores anymore and apply. You got to go online.
Yeah.
Well, what do you need to get online? You have to have a cell phone. So you need something to get something.
Yeah, well.
In the olden days, you could start where you could walk into Ricky's barber shop and get a job sweeping, get some money, get on to the next move, and keep it rolling.
You know what? Speaking of that, I got my job at Southern Bell by walking in and filling out a paper application.
See that? Yeah.
All you needed was a high school education.
And in the olden days too, they used to let you start that. Can I start today?
Yeah.
Now, no.
Yeah.
They want to interview you. You got to go through a process, training, all this stuff.
So my one of my family good friends was working at Southern Bell, and back in 72, I don't know, 1980 or something. So my friend from the family got me an interview to go to work for Southern Bell, and I probably could have walked in there without knowing anybody too.
Yeah.
I never thought about working in Yellow Pages. I said, give because you'll have a nice job. And I did. They hired me quickly.
Yeah.
And then the same job, like 10 years later, you have to have a college degree.
Yes.
To get the same job that only really requires a high school education.
You know,
it's crazy.
The college degree cracks me up because it has nothing to do with your knowledge or your ability to work.
Yeah.
It's literally just a slip of paper that says, hey, I went to school and sat down 8 hours a day and studied. Look at me, hire me. You know, I've hired people with college degrees for my businesses.
Okay.
9 times out of 10, they're worse than the person that has no college degree.
I believe it.
And also 9 times out of 10, the college degrbe that people have does not even apply to the job that they're applying
exactly.
for.
Yeah.
You'll be hiring for an IT company, and you'll get somebody, or an IT company rather, will be hiring, and they'll get applicants that graduated in hospitality and tourism management. You know,
the average person in today's world should just become a mechanic, electrician, plumbing, just hands-on type work.
Yes.
Go to a technical school and don't spend very much money and do that. Now, if you're set on becoming an attorney or a doctor, then you got to pay out a lot of money and do it for more than 4 years. Being a doctor might take you 10 years, but if you don't know what you want to do in college, the best thing to do is just go to a technical school.
Yes.
That's it. Do a job that you work with your hands. You'll come out doing well. There's people in the trucking industry, because I've met them. They make over $100,000 a year driving a truck. That's more than what doctors make. That's more than what people like attorneys make. But there are actually truck drivers that can team with their wife or good friend and have that truck rolling 24 hours a day, and they're making money.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Team trucking.
Team truck. It's not real easy. It's kind of hard work.
No, but you're gonna get paid.
But you're going to get paid if you're willing to work.
Yeah. Just running the truck.
Yeah.
Split the money. You get paid.
One trucking company was Prime out of Springfield, Missouri. One of the best places to learn how to drive a truck. And you stay with them a year and they pay for your schooling instead of paying $3,000 or $4,000 to go to school. And if I had it to over again, I would have went to school there, Prime, and instead of paying $3,500 out of my pocket to go to a private school. And then you got a choice of driving a tanker truck, dry van, flatbed. There's one other one. And so anyway, the school teaches you how to be a business manager of trucking.
Yes.
So after you drive a company truck for a while, then you can switch over and rent and lease a brand new truck of your choice.
Yes.
Freightliner, International, or Kenworth.
Yes.
Or Peterbilt.
Yes.
You can rent these beautiful trucks, and if you team with a good friend or your wife, you run that truck 24 hours a day, you'll make some big money.
Yeah. You're
big
looking
money.
At 250,000
a
year running.
Yes. Yeah, and they teach you how to be a business to run that type of truck. They teach it to you. They teach you everything.
Well, Trump's in office now, man. So the trucking industry is going to be booming. The economy should.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
You know? So everybody's looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Pete, let's hop in the pool, man. Let's cut the interview there.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll do another interview.
Yeah, we'll do
man.
another one.